Welcome to the Gamescape, everybody. My name is Jarek, and today we're back in Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, and this is episode 2 of our playthrough. And in our previous episode, we got things rolling. We got our character, Valric of Mornwood, created. And if you're wondering if his name changed about midway through the last episode, yes, it did. Because I had originally planned to name him Valric, not Valric. And apparently Jarek can't type and record at the same time. And so I missed the D. And so now his name is Valric. So it's okay. Little tiny thing. Not a big deal. We got him created. He is a fighter, two-handed weapon fighter with a great sword. And he went through the festival and took a shot at the demon lord and then got knocked down into the crevasse and into the caves below the city for his trouble, where he has now hooked up with Evia, Sela, and Camila. And now we have just discovered our two mongrels, or neithers, as they like to call themselves. We've got Lan and Wendoag, who are going to be probably joining us shortly. But we need to find the Holy Sword. And so that is where we're leaving off, and that is what we're up to. So we're going to go ahead and have a look around. I did change the audio levels slightly. The characters' voices were a little bit low, and the music was just a little much, and the ambient was a little bit much yet. So hopefully the audio is a little bit better, and we'll take another crack at it if it's not so great. I did notice in editing that it was just they were a bit quiet, so.
Not this time.
Statue of an unknown knight. The technique is crude, but the figure is clearly crafted with genuine feeling. Okay, let's have a look here. Got a copper ring, looks like. We'll take it. It's worth a penny or two, maybe. Oops. Okay, got some loot here. Got some grinding stones. Oh, what's this? The room looks like an improvised museum or perhaps some kind of temple.
What do we have here?
Okay, some more grinding stones.
Now, what is that?
Some handful of gems.
I found something.
Here we go. More gems, more grindstones. I think this is it here. Day 15, month Erodus, year 4715. A strange flash pierces the gloom, and Valric of Mornwood feels drops of Syrian blood run down his chest. The wound healed by Terendelev reopens and weeps scarlet, but there's no pain or weakness. A hazy scene appears. A cave chamber, this one or another one entirely. Valric of Mornwood's heart quickens, and a stream of thoughts suddenly bursts into his mind. Thoughts that clearly belong to another. Treachery! They betrayed me, trapped me, and stabbed me in the back. My trusted allies, my treasured friends, the people I swore to protect, the people for whom I descended from heaven and came to this turbulent mortal world. There they are, up ahead in the gloom of the cave. What are they waiting for? Are they afraid to draw any closer? Do they believe I am about to die from their traitorous blows? Next to me, a quiet moan. A girl with a golden braid lies on the rocks, clutching her slashed side. She refuses to join with the traitors and paid dearly for it. I could have tried to run, but I will not. Whilst I have strength, I must. While recognizing the foreign origins of these thoughts, Valric intuits that he can control them somehow. Let's try to heal the wounded girl. That's the good thing to do. A spark of healing magic illuminates the eerie, murky scene before Valric. The wounded girl opens her eyes and whispers, Lariel, you said that everything was going to change soon. You said you and the other warriors of heaven would be leading us on a grand mission to stop the demons forever. Is that true? The frenzy of foreign thoughts comes faster and faster, like a rushing river, and images flash by one after another. A priestess in colorful robes observing the stars, a young female paladin praying, clutching her glowing sword, A majestic golden-winged angel gazing into the distance, his face covered by a helmet, but his voice ringing clear. Only if you're willing, and only if you're ready. There is no going back. Then don't waste your strength healing me, the girl whispers. Your mission is more important. You, take care. It is near. There, in the vision, the darkness in the cave stirs into motion. Something massive appears from within its depths. A vague shadow, an outline. A nightmare come to life. A wave of odious chirruping and rustling emanates from the shadow. The sound piercing like hot irons lancing through flesh and bone. The traders fall to their knees before the shadow in reverent ecstasy, and the wounded girl thrashes in her death throes. But Valric is determined to fight off the illusion. The force of the attack, though originating in vision, is terrifying. But Valric is stronger. He shakes off the pain and torpor. But alas, the one who sent the vision cannot claim the same. He is broken and exhausted. A monstrous shadow emerges from the murk of the cave. It is not real. It exists only in the strange vision or memory. But the thrill of fear it provokes is more than real. The shadow's features starkly resemble those of Deskari, the terrifying demon lord. In a movement as swift as thought itself, the monster's hand is wrapped around the throat of the one they call Lariel. The foolish angel struggling on the rocks, like the fly with its wings torn off, intones the shadow. Its voice changes as it moves, shifting from quiet whispering to a sonorous shout, becoming young, then old and quavering. Where is your goddess, angel? Where is her self-assured herald? How is it that you are dying here alone, so far from the light of your heaven? A strange calm envelops the thoughts of the one called Lariel. He recognizes who stands before him, and he knows he will never bow down before this enemy. The flaming sword flares to life in his hand, bright, pure, flickering with multicolored sparks like a sunbeam through the stained glass. Slash! The blade slices through the demonic creature's flesh, and the monster recoils with a howl, releasing his grip on Lariel's throat. The angel falls back heavily on the rocks, his vitality ebbing, but his pride remains undiminished. He grips the sword, and with his last burst of strength, plunges it into the rock. Valric senses that the vision is fading, the rush of thoughts diminishing like a river running dry. The last thing he hears is this: "You will kill me, monster, this I know. But one day, someone will come here and raise up my sword. They will raise it up and save and protect the innocent." The vision disappears, vanishing in a burst of colors. Valric does not hear the final words, but he seems to complete the thought, taking to heart. The words fly from his lips, and with them something else. The heat blazing in Valric's chest fades away. The edges of the scarlet wound close, leaving not even a scar behind. Looking down, Valric of Mornwood sees the flaming sword in his hand, or rather its outline, the memory of what the sword looked like. With the final surge of warm and soothing light, the sword vanishes, and the light is drawn into his hand. Valric senses that it will return. All he needs to do is call it.
Hey, are you all right? You were kinda glowing just now.
Sela kneels before the light, offering a prayer to Iomade.
That was it. The light of heaven. But how?
Lan looks at you, dumbfounded.
What did you do with it? Where did it go?
You saw it too? The traders, the dying girl.
It's only us here. Your group, you, me, Wendu, and the light of heaven that sort of got, sucked into you. Any chance you can whip it out again? We do kind of need it.
Oh, okay. Phrasing. Okay.
Sorry, I crack jokes when I get nervous, and when I'm upset, and when I'm happy. Anyway, what I said, it came out wrong. We need to bring you to Chief Sull. You can show everyone the light of heaven, We'll rally the tribe and go into the maze, and we'll get back our kin.
And what if he can't make it happen a second time? What then? The tribe will just say we're crazy and turn its back on us.
Well, it seems I can control it.
That is just... wow, I mean, that's amazing. Heaven has truly blessed you.
This power is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in all my life. Is this what the sun is like, Lan?
Wendwog stares at the divine light as if transfixed.
Yes, it's similar. But this light is more... golden? Chief Sol needs to see this. Now that we have the power of angels on our side, he can't say no. He'll have to assemble a troop to storm the maze. You Uplanders care about your kids, right? Help us save ours. Without them, we won't survive. And then, the perils of the maze won't be so bad if we go together. We'll make our way through it and find the way to Canabras.
Lan drags his gaze away from the light and looks at you pleadingly. All right, take us to your chief, and I'll decide if I'm going to help or not.
Let's go. We'll take the short route. Well, the only route, really.
What do we have here?
There might have been one more over here. We'll get the chance to pick it up if there was.
I am helpful, am I not? Save the last one for me.
Okay, got a couple of spiders coming up here. Lan, why don't you give him a couple of shots there? There's a hit for 1 point. Okay. Sela, I think if you can. There we go. It's not going to let you do that or that, apparently. Okay, well, just
Into the fray!
hop up there and kill it, I guess, then.
I'll rip you apart!
Okay, that was a miss. We got Camellia. I don't want her getting in the way of Valric's charge, so let's bring her this way for a second. She can just sit tight there. Okay, Valric, go ahead and cleave this guy in half. Oh, missed a 9. That's no good. Okay.
You won't survive.
Firing into melee, a little bit tougher. There we go. That was actually an Evia that was just shooting. She has picked up a bow along the way. Maybe she had it all along. I'm not really sure. Let's check our formation here. Make sure that we're okay. Archer's in the back. Okay. Okay, we got some rubble here. We got a little loot here. Some more crafting stuff. I think we have to come around this corner to get to this stuff here. Yep, here we go.
Lead on. Call me again if you need
Slip
to.
through here. Make sure everybody's selected. Ease forward a bit here. Oh, I already got these guys here. Okay, here we go.
Endure this.
Okay, there's one hit. Windwog hit him too. Nope, missed a 10. Okay, rolling forward. Little earth elemental here. Camellia. Oh no, this is Camellia.
I'll cut you wide open.
That's a hit. So I'm already seeing an issue with Camellia and her build. So she is dex based, and that allows her to use her finesse weapons, allows her to use her dexterity instead of her strength as her hit bonus, but she doesn't get a damage bonus, which means she can hit, which means she can hit, but it isn't really doing a lot of damage. So that's an issue. Let's see. I don't want you getting in the way. Why don't you sit tight there? Because Valric is going to try and charge that guy. He's not going to quite make it. So we won't charge. We'll just move up a little bit here. Okay, couple shots from land.
No match for me.
Okay.
The spirits demand your blood.
The light take you.
Okay. Okay, we got a wand of cure light wounds and some gold. Probably going to be needing that. Who can use it? Let's see. I can, apparently. Probably better if she has it, though. Actually, you know what? If she can use it, maybe that would be better. She can. Let's have her do it, because she doesn't put out the damage that Sela does. All right, that's all that's in this little cave here. Let's get out of here.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Okay, I'm going to adjust the volume just a little bit more. Just give me 1 second here, guys. I'll bring you right back. Okay, we'll try that. That might be a little better. Got a little more loot here. Got another potion of inflict light wounds. Scroll, rather. Sorry. Some bone meal. And this is coal and some gold. Okay,
They will break against our resolve.
have another fly here.
Into the fray.
Oh, I meant to charge
The
that.
inheritor, guide my blade.
That's fine. We'll just move her out of the way. Okay, that was a miss. That was a miss. Why don't you kill that thing if you can?
I'll rip you apart.
That was a hit. Not much damage there. Lan, can you see that thing?
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
2 misses. Camellia. Missed a 7. Good times. And now I probably can't charge. Can I charge the other thing? Nope. 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 Okay, can't charge anything, so we'll just have to move up.
The light take you.
Okay, that was a good hit. Another miss. Another miss. When do I keep working on that thing? Nice. Okay, Lan, can you hit that guy?
Won't survive me.
Nope. Need to get Lan closer. He gets a bonus for being at point blank range.
You are today's sacrifice.
Okay. Let's move out of the way so that Valric can get in here against this guy. And dead. Okay, got another crossbow. Masterwork like crossbow. Feather, some more bone meal, some more gold. I don't think anybody's using a crossbow right at the moment. Valric has one equipped. I think he's the only one. That's a short bow. We got nothing. Got a longbow and a longbow. Well, she doesn't have anything, so she might as well have that. I suppose. I guess this is the second slot, isn't it? Okay, so let's continue.
We will win this war. It is no trouble.
You know what? Accidentally deselected everybody else there for a second. We're all right. Okay, here we go.
What's that there?
Okay, when do I get shot on this guy that's not in melee yet? Get some damage in. Ooh, versus a 3. That was a good shot. What is this? Point blank shot? Yeah, he should have that on for sure. She should have that on for sure.
No match for me.
Okay, let's cleave this guy down. 13 damage. That's about the least we can do. Pretty close anyway. Okay.
No glory without risk!
Go for their hearts!
Okay, a lot of missing going on here. You should have point blank shot on as well.
Endure this.
Gives you a better chance to hit anyway. There's a hit. Where are we at here? There we go. Wow, hit him so hard he exploded. Okay, what do we got here? Masterwork greatsword. We'll take that. Light shield, a pearl, and comma. Not to be confused with a comma, which is exactly the same thing, only different. All right, so let's grab that Masterwork Greatsword, and let's use that as our primary. And we'll keep the Cold Iron one for later when we're up against demons. So that'll give us another +1, I think. +1 to hit anyway. Wendoa glances at Lan, who is fixing his slipped bowstring, and quickly walks over to you. Her cat-like eyes glow from beneath her hood. Listen here, you. I don't know who you are or where you come from, but you and I are the only two people here who see things clearly. That is why I'm asking you, don't show the light of heaven to Saul. Lan is sure that the light should be shown to the mongrels. Lan, Wendoa grimaces in a guttural, husky snarl and furls in her throat. He wants to play the hero. His first idea, if you remember, was to grab the sword and run headlong into the maze. Does that sound like a plan to you? To me, it sounds like suicide. The worst part is that the tribe might actually take his words to heart and follow where he leads. I thought you considered the mongrels to be great warriors. The descendants of great warriors. I believe that my people are worthy of greatness, that we are strong and we can do many things. That's why we were chased down here. We scared people. But it is one thing to go hunting in caves and another to fight in the shield maze. Wendoag leans closer, her pupils dilating. I've been there. I've spent my whole life training so I can make it through all the way to the end. There were more of us trackers at the start. We were young and stupid. What's a couple of monsters when there's a whole world out there waiting for us? That's what we thought. But we weren't prepared. The maze isn't just a physical challenge. It is cunning and full of traps. It's dark as the primordial night, and if you close your eyes and listen, you hear whispers right behind you, and soft singing in the distance that seems to rise and fall with the beating of your heart. Wendoag looks away. I had to learn from my friends' mistakes. I had to step over their bodies and go further. I don't want to have to do that again. And it will happen again if a crowd of ill-prepared fighters burst into the maze with no idea where they are going, all because Lan believes that a glowing sword will solve all our problems. Don't you want to save the kids in the lost maze? Valric asks. I do want to, but I'm not going to risk the future of the tribe for the sake of a few stupid kids. Chief Sol is hesitant, and for good reason. He also understands how dangerous this is for the tribe. Lan's the only one who benefits from these childish games of heroism. I'll go alone if I have to and find them, or whatever's left of them, without any heroics, relying only on myself, risking only my own life. Wendog slows. You and your friends, you can come with me. Perhaps we can make it to the end of the maze together and find the way out to the surface. I'll think about it. Let's get going. Wendog nods. Don't show the light. Don't show the chief the light. And I'll lead you through the maze to the surface. I swear it. All right, to Neathholm. We missed one of the plates. One of the scales. All right, here we are. Coming up on the village. Got lots of people around. Nobody named yet. Your first impression of the mongrel village is of a squalid dump with the odors to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watch you from the gloom, and the deformed shadows slope between huts. You see some mongrels gutting white, eyeless fish, while others are repairing fishing nets. All the signs of normal village life, but tense expectation hangs in the air. A heavy-set, aged mongrel slowly shuffles his way towards you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy strands, and his face has a distinctly rat-like appearance with a pronounced teeth, and you hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture. Uplander, Shay. End times are upon us indeed. Chief Sol, we found the angel's sword, and we found the one who can wield it, Lan points at you. He had a vision, and now the angel's sword, together with the light of heaven, are somehow inside him. Gather the tribe. Anyone who can hold a weapon. The young ones are still alive. We can go save them. Chief Sol raises his hand with ragged, broken fingernails. Ah, Lan, always streaming, always talking. You're too hasty for your own good. It's going to get you in trouble. Sol eyes you up and down. An uplander with the light of heaven. That's too good for us. Our kind don't have good things happen. There's always a catch. Lan trusts people because he likes to believe. Isn't that right, Lan? I'm the chief. I don't work on faith. Show the light. Windwog stares at you intently, like a cat watching a bird, and shakes her head in warning. Is there someone else from the surface here? Valric asks. Sol points off to the side. There he is, hale and hearty and prim as a peacock, just like me. Sol laughs, but quickly returns to business. It's not good. Too many uplanders. It's not good. It's not right. What are you up to here? You're not one of us. We're not your kind. When the time comes, we'll come to you, not you to us. I think we want to go ahead and show it. So, Lan speaks the truth, Valric says. The heavenly flame flares to life at your unspoken command, bright, pure, dancing with multicolored sparks like the sunbeam passing through stained glass. The mongrels abandon their tasks and stare transfixed. The light is bright, but not blinding. It's warm, but its warmth is soul deep. Sol is silent for a while. Tears are streaming down his wide, pale face, but the old man doesn't even care to wipe them away. So, it's true. The angel did not forsake us. No, he came back from the dead. He came to save our children. Lan gives you a quick nod of thanks. The scaled half of his face is indifferent, but the human half is visibly relieved, as if he wasn't sure all this time that you would support him. Wendawag hisses at you like an angry cat. See these fishermen and these hunters, these husks of men and women? Their blood will be on your hands. Valric replies, I am not responsible for others' decisions. Wendawag snarls in fury. And why are they making these decisions? Because of you. You've sealed their fate. You're a murderer. You always think the worst, Wendu. We're not on our own in this anymore. We've got allies. Well, a couple, at least. But one good fighter's worth 10 bad ones. You have the right of it, Lan, but we're neithers. We're going to wait. I sent a messenger to summon all the tribes. It will take time, yes. But they will come. They will all come. They will all come for the light. Wait, Lan. Wait, Uplanders. Rest for a while in our huts. Our home is your home. Lan sighs. All right, Chief. Understood. Let's hope that a few hours isn't the difference between life and death for those kids. If they ask me what took us so long, I'll tell them it was your decision. Wendawag only grits her teeth in silence. All right, guys. So that is a level up for everybody. So we're going to take a minute here and get everybody leveled up. I don't see us wanting to go any other direction at the moment with Valric, so we'll go ahead and just keep on going on the fighter track. We get 3 points. We are going to want some more perception, probably. We're going to... We want persuasion. Probably a good thing. Athletics, probably. Mobility is at -2. Oh, because of our scale mail, probably. That's okay, I think. I think we're good there. Okay, we get a bonus combat feat. We want... You know what wouldn't hurt is if we had improved initiative, because we're a little slow and we're ending up kind of in the back of the fights, it seems like. Combat reflexes. Also make attacks of opportunity while flat-footed. I'll increase the number of opportunity attacks you get. Okay. Bull Rush, I think we're going to end up getting maybe anyway. See, this is oh, that just pushes the enemy straight back. Okay. If we wanted to get out of melee, I think we want the improved initiative for now. Get a +4 to that initiative bonus. That I think is going to help us out because we are not fast. So that'll help us a bit. Okay, and everything there looks good. Sela, we're just going to go another paladin level. She's going to get some religion, which I would have thought she would have had, but that's okay. Trickery, what's that? +6? Camila already has +12 in that, and we're probably going to go a little bit higher yet. So she probably doesn't need it. More perception wouldn't maybe hurt. Persuasion isn't the worst. Let's do that. Okay. She gets lay on hands now, so she can heal a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's a bit. Okay, Spirit Hunter. Keep going here. 2 points. That only gets her one more point if we put it in there, which isn't nothing, but she's plus 12 already. That takes her to plus 13. She is our traps person, though, and we've got some coming up soon. What else? Perception definitely wouldn't be a bad thing for her. Let's do that. I think that's okay. Okay, she gets a new hex. So what do we want? Battle Ward is not terrible, I don't think. +3 deflection bonus to AC, then a +2, then a +1. Good protection. Might be good for Valric, actually, because his armor class isn't the best at the moment. Battle Master. Extra opportunity attack each round. That's probably no. No. I don't think we want those. I think we're just going to go with Battle Ward. That one's going to be good for Valric, so she can put that on him. I think that's once a day. It can be cast on each person once a day. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Lan. He is a Zen archer. No reason to go away from that either, I don't think, at this point. I could be completely wrong, and the downside of this is I am recording these episodes ahead of time before they're going to release, so if you guys are putting comments in, it's probably going to be a few episodes before I actually see them. So just bear in mind there's going to be a little bit of a delay between any suggestions you make and me actually seeing them. So that's it's okay. Just don't get if you end up wondering why that is, then that's going to be it. Athletics, not bad. I don't know what he really needs. Let's go mobility in case he needs to get away from somebody that's in melee with him. It's pretty good. And athletics is fine. Yep. Okay. It's an archer. He could have precise shot. Let's see. Shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent engaged in melee without taking the standard -4 penalty. Yes, please. Yes, please. That is exactly what we want. All right. And he wants Way of the Longbow because that's what he's using. Okay. That's him done. And then Wenduog is going to probably just disappear on us since we betrayed her, but we'll take a look and see. Fighter level. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we're not going to want her to have anything too great here. And I think she's going to end up turning against us, actually. I suspect. Okay. Let's see. Weapon focus, armor focus. Deadly aim. Let's do this. Like I said, if she turns against it, I don't think she's sticking with us because we did just kind of betray her a little bit, or at least she's going to think we betrayed her. Okay, so there's that. Where are we at here? Rest in the hut is what we have next. I recall the hut's down around the corner, but we're going to loot. Because this is a dungeon crawling game, and the rule of dungeon crawls is that which is not nailed down belongs to us, and that which can be pried up is not nailed down. All right, here's Horace Gworm. Ah, human face at last. And here I thought that I'd be gazing upon the twisted visages of these troglodytes for the rest of my life. An elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises and twisted in an expression of extreme discontent. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horace Gworm. Yes, that Gworm. You no doubt have heard of me if you spent any time at all in the city. I have a business proposition for you. Valric just looks at the man and says, your name means nothing to me. Who are you? You truly are freshly arrived in the city, then? You couldn't have picked a worse time, that's for certain. Only just arrived, and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you are looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Canabras. I may not be as well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their time traipsing from one ball to the next, but the Gworm Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city. I'll have you know. Did you see the marquees in the square? I paid for those. Tried any festival delicacies? You have Horace Gworm to thank for that. So how did you end up here? For a moment, Horace's eyes focus on Camellia before his gaze returns to you. Like everyone else, down I went when the accursed beetle cleaved the ground in twain beneath our feet. I'm lucky I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky that I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wanderings and instead came across hunters from this settlement. Although I must say that when I first glimpsed their physiognomies, my life flashed before my very eyes. But they turned out to be decent chaps, frightening to look at, but able to keep a bargain. You don't speak very kindly of the mongrels, even though they saved your life. Ha! Kind words are for people with hours to fritter away on pleasantries. Horace Gworm speaks his mind, and he pays for services rendered not with kind words, but with hard coin. I gave the mongrels my dagger in exchange for their help. Its handle is worth more than their whole village. What kind of business proposition do you have? I don't know what is happening on the surface right now, but I'm determined to find out. You have no intention of seeing out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there's anything left of it. You seem to be a remarkably strong warrior, just what we need to get through these caves, and past the bloodthirsty beasts that inhabit them. You are strong, it will be no trouble for you. But I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through these caves playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 coins. Camellia says, I suggest we help this man. It is good to have friends among the Canabras elite. All right, we're going to, because we are a little mercenary, see if we can get him to go for 2,000 gold. So, 2,000 gold. Horgus's gaze is piercing. Are you taking advantage of my dire circumstances? Very well, make it 2,000. Deal. Splendid. In the meantime, I shall sit here in the village. Okay, we have to go. Go on, go on. Don't forget our agreement. When you find the way out, be sure to tell me. Okay. What do we got over here? A little loot there. Not much. Just a little exploring here as we make our way to the hut. Okay, a little more loot down here. Mutated fish. Yummy. Here's an Evia. Horace Gworm. This tragedy may not have happened if you'd spent less time surveilling honest citizens and more time tracking the real spies and demon worshippers, Horace says to... Oh, brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of it? Now, if only the cultists would tell us they were cultists, then we wouldn't have to waste time investigating honest citizens who decide to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses. Horace and Evia sit at some distance apart, sniping at one another in an idle fashion that testifies to their long acquaintance and mutual dislike. When they notice you, they quickly fall silent. Hey, what is this all about, you two? Horace Gworm answers. It's an old matter. Miss Tirablade here has had the notion of spying on me, then rummaging through my goods. I ask you, do I look like a cultist? Cultists don't tend to look like cultists, you know. That's kind of the whole problem. And you, Mr. Gworm, built a whole secret operation of buying and smuggling into the city. What was it? Oh yeah, magical weapons. How was I supposed to know that all the rigmarole and middlemen was so you could anonymously donate supplies to the crusade? Don't you see, I have a reputation to uphold, one that I value most highly. Horace Gworm is a hard-nosed businessman, not a good fairy from a tale. Yes, I care about my city. Yes, I wish to see that its defenders, my defenders, were well-fed, healthy, and well-armed. But to make those donations openly was unthinkable. I might as well hang a sign outside my door welcoming in every sponger, leech, and parasite in the city. I appreciate your help for the crusade. No jokes. You're an all right bloke. But carrying on in secret dealings in a city that's teeming with cultists, it's a huge pain in the backside for us lot whose job it is to keep an eye on that sort of thing. All right, well, breaking up that fight, we ask Evia, how's the leg? Evia scrunches up her nose. Well, it hasn't fallen off yet, so that's good. They've bandaged me up all nice and smeared some stinking stuff on the wound, so it looks like I'm going to live. They said wait a day and it'll be right as rain, so I'm waiting. So what do you think is happening in the city now? Horace says, perhaps the city is no more. If Discari himself appeared, there's no telling how bad things are. Can you hold off on writing our obituaries just yet? Evia asks. The city's full of fighters, and besides that, it's barely a stone's throw from Neurosian. I think our people will hold on long enough for reinforcements to come from the Queen. This ain't Discari's home turf. He's going to have to retreat or else fight off the whole Mendevian army. So what do you guys think of these mongrels? I thought they were just a story. The sort of thing drunks in taverns would come out with. Now I discover that it's true. Well, what can I possibly think of them? The poor creatures are most unfortunate, with their faces and their minds so deformed. It's a miracle they're even alive. And Evia says, the part that boggles my mind is that they're the descendants of the first Crusaders. All these years, they've been living beneath our feet in caves, in the dirt. If I'd known the legends about them were true, I'd have dedicated my life to getting them out of this place. To what end? Gworm asks. The people of Canabras would have stoned them on sight, and Prelate Hulrun would have had them tossed on the pyre en masse. Whatever the ills of this place, it is their home. How long do you think they would have survived on the surface? So speaking of the surface, what are you going to do when you get back there? I'm going to go home. Last I knew, I owned a very fine mansion. I shall see if it is still standing or if I am now homeless. Evia replies, I'm going to find Irabeth. She's my wife and the leader of the Eagle Watch. As long as she lives, she won't allow Canabras to fall. All right, well, we have to go. You two keep fighting. Oh, go on then. Don't dilly-dally. The sooner we get out of here, the likelier we are to find some people still alive up there. And Evia says, take care of yourself. All right. Oh, missed the loot. Don't miss the loots. It isn't much, but every bit adds up. Got another one over here. What's this? Shiny scale. Not quite as shiny as the dragon scales we found, but still pretty good, I'd say. All right, so let's get back here. We got Dyra here. You there! A tall woman with a face deformed by an enormous swelling smiles broadly at you, showing off her double row of small, sharp teeth. You, from the surface. You must be tough to make it all the way here. Never thought I'd see the day. Call me Dyra. Let's trade. Okay, let's trade. All right, guys, here we go. I'm going to see. Let's get rid of some stuff that we don't need here. We definitely don't need a rusty horseshoe. Probably don't need a card figurine. That can go. Is there anything that can't go? We want to keep this. We probably, we don't really need that. We don't need the torches. No, maybe. Keep that. Don't care about the spears. Don't care about the padded armor. Bracers. I don't have anybody who can use the bracers. Those only work if you're not already wearing armor, because it's bonus armor and it's just bonus armor. So it doesn't work if you've got like, padded armor or whatever on. So maybe we'll sell those too. We definitely want to keep these. No. Yes, move them out of there. Definitely want to keep those. Probably keep these. You know what? Let's put them down here. Don't need those. Definitely want that. Terendelev scale. I thought I picked up 2 of those. Weird. Braces of armor. Yeah, I already saw those. This is just a light mace. Don't care about this stuff. Don't care about crafting components just right, you know. Everything else here seems like it's doable to throw away. So let's get these out of the way that we want to keep. And let's just sell all the rest of this stuff off. Probably a quicker way to do this, but I don't know what it is yet. So for now, that's what we got. 670 gold for all that. That's not terrible. All right, what does she have? Potions. We probably want the potions. Hide armor, leather armor, the bastard sword, which we don't really need. Lots of just regular weapons here. Quiver of cold iron ammunition, 200. It's a lot. That would be like arrows or whatever. I think the game doesn't really distinguish too much arrows and crossbow bolts and stuff like that. I think what we want is as many of these potions as we can afford. Because I suspect we're going to be needing them. Any scrolls that are good? All right, let's do this. I think this is fine. We're going to end up paying a little bit, but we have some gold, so we're okay. All right, cool. Let's get this stuff put back up here. I thought for sure we had 2 of those. All right, let's get some potions distributed here. She's already got 2. I'm not sure if she's coming with us or not. Maybe we borrow her stuff for the moment. What is this? Potion of Cat's Grace? That's fine. I don't want to give her anything quite yet, because like I said, I suspect she's going to be bolting on us. Okay, keep going. There's a little more loot. And I thought I said there's one more over here too. Bloodshot eye. Nice. All right, let's come back here. And let's rest in the hut. 9 hours passed. Lan comes to us and says, the messenger returned. The tribes are gathering at the entrance of the maze. Our people have already gone there. I've warned an Evia and that old guy who won't even acknowledge me. Take your time. There's no rush. The most important people always show up late. Lan looks around. Everything's going to plan, but one thing's bothering me. Wendoag is gone. All the tribes? So a whole army is marching on the maze then? By mongrel standards, yes. But don't be too disappointed when you see the reality. There aren't many of us who can hold a weapon, and fewer still who can do any damage with one. Well, what do you think happened to Wendoag? Lan shakes his head. I don't know. She was always stubborn. Maybe she decided she could do it all on her own. I hope she comes back. We'll struggle without her, and she'll struggle without us, no matter how hard she tries to she'd try to deny it. Well, what about Evia and Horgus? Are we going to just leave them here? Once we've cleared the maze, the way will be safe. And Evia is in no state to fight, and that Horgus guy, he doesn't look like he'll shift an inch unless we roll out a red carpet all the way to the exit. Yeah, still, are you sure the maze is the only way to the surface? Lan nods. There was another passage, the one I used with my dad when we left and came back. The chief back then, he found it and filled it to stop anybody else from going against the ancestors' wishes. And what the ancestors wanted was for everyone to go through the maze. I'm not sure of anything right now, but we don't have a choice. We can only go forward. All right, well, let's go then. No time to lose. We're not evil. We're not going to insult the guy. All right, let's go. But before we do, thank you. I was so happy I forgot to thank you before. But you've done something no one else has in a long time. You've given the mongrels hope. It's like we're starting to believe that we're worth something now that we have the power of the angels on our side. Lan's face grows sullen. It won't change anything, of course, but at least you'll help us save the young ones, hopefully. Let's go through the main gate. The straight road is the shortest. Okay. So, yeah, Wendoag disappeared, as I suspected. It seems right. Yeah. Is this where we need to be? Yeah, it looks like it. All right, here we go. Caves of the Shield Maze. All right, guys. And this is where we're going to leave it because we're getting right up on an hour here. So we're just entering into the Shield Maze itself, or into the caves that lead to the Shield Maze. This is a good stopping place. So yeah, things are coming along here. Looking good for the party so far. And so I think we'll leave it here, like I said. So if you've enjoyed this episode, do me a big favor, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.